Hey guys, how you doing? Danny here. Well, I'm back in Shingletown today on this Saturday, and when I get done with this, guys, I gotta get back up to my house. Man, there's a fire going on up there, so I'm getting a little nervous and check my property out. Anyway, I'm here today, and I'm going to be talking to the owner of the ice cream shop here. And I'm not going to say what her name is or anything, okay? Well, you guys know how it goes. I told you before, from time to time I do come across eyewitness accounts that they want to stay anonymous, okay? In this particular situation, this great lady, she wants to stay anonymous for her own reasons, and I respect that. You know how I am. I always respect others, okay? So that being said, but what I'm going to do, she's going to answer some questions I'm asking her. She's here, right here off to my right. And, but she doesn't, I'm not going to show her on camera, but you will hear her, okay? And she's got a really fantastic story she's going to tell you guys. And I told you I have some stories lined up for you, okay? So here's another one. And I'm going to ask her some questions, and she's going to lay it out to you. So you had an experience of witnessing of something that you may think is a Sasquatch, correct?
Correct.
And why don't you, not that being said, go ahead and tell me your story, what happened from the beginning to the end.
So I had flown into Reno Airport late at night and then drove home here to Shingletown. And on the road between Reno and Shingletown is a mountain road. It's all mountain road. I was in a particular area that is no homes, no, just open land with some scattering trees. And as I was driving down, it was after midnight. On the side of the road is a little gully, kind of a rain wash. And in that wash, something stood up on two legs, covered in fur, and ran on two legs into the field or into the brush. It wasn't a thick forest, and it ran fast. So much so that my first thought when it went up was, when it first stood, I thought there's a man in a ghillie suit, but he was minimum 6 feet tall. I was in my expedition and he was as tall as me. And when he took off running, there was no way this was a guy, a hunter in a ghillie suit. It was a track star if it was.
Yeah, they're pretty athletic.
Yeah, I mean, he was off into the distance quickly.
And you're pretty positive because apparently you saw with pretty much crystal clarity. So
yeah, it was a clear summer night. I had my high beams on, and I wasn't going fast because that time of night there's no cell service. If a deer or a bear or something ran up in front of me and I crashed, I would have no help.
So you know absolutely for sure, because I could tell this right now, that you know it wasn't no human.
No.
And you know damn sure wasn't no bear.
Nope.
And nothing else that you could think of.
Nothing else I could think of.
So let me ask you this, myself personally, I have classified them as hominins, and for reasons, because that's exactly what they are, which so is part human. So would you kind of say that might have been on the lines what it could have probably looked like?
It did. Like I said, it looked like a giant human in a fursuit, but it was running really fast. It was in the middle of nowhere, and I can't imagine it having been a human.
And he was all covered in hair, huh?
He was covered in hair.
Could you make out what color the hair was? It's probably dark.
It was brown. It wasn't black. It was
dark brown?
Dark, like a brunette.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've talked to, so far the witnesses I've talked to up here have all seen the same color, a really dark brown. That's good information for me because that leads me on some things.
And now I wouldn't say he was dark brown. or it was dark brown.
Maybe a light brown?
Kind of a true brunette, like a true,
Oh, I got you.
yeah.
Yes, I got you.
Yeah, not almost black.
Just a light shade of black.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that's common too. They usually come in brown to a dark brown to black, and what they call I call them silvers because they're basically salt and pepper. Now you see, guys. Now what she just described in my book, in Straight Out of Anthropology, it's a hominid straight up. Erectus and Egaster, their average common, a full-grown male, their maximum growth in their time period was about 6'1" to 6'2", and she just described one as maybe 6 foot or over. Perfect match to an early hominid. You know, you guys better remember this. About 7-8 years ago, when I made that claim, you know, I had a lot of other researchers, or say a lot of other people in the science world in that one circle, you know, and they were all kind of jumping my ass like, you know, I'm crazy. I didn't know what I was talking about. Well, I'm gonna tell you what, if I don't know what I'm talking about, she just put down the evidence before you, because that is a classic characteristics of an early hominid, straight up. And remember this, the tallest of the hominids in early man was Erectus and Egaster in the story. So, well, there's another story from you. It's a fantastic story, and I really appreciate you doing this. My viewers love to hear this. And one thing before I let you go, though, because I usually ask this. When you had that experience, I take it you were probably alone. How did it affect you personally?
I spent the next hour and a half on my drive home trying to reconcile in my mind what I saw. Trying to figure, and when I hit the door, I told my family, I said, I don't know what I just saw, but I know that it wasn't a bear and it wasn't human. Before seeing it, I was a skeptic at best.
No more?
No. I know what I saw.
I like that. Yeah, usually it takes you guys to see it for real, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden it just kind of blows your
Yeah.
mind.
Exactly.
I hear you. And probably in its own way, it's probably going to change an area in you for probably the rest of your life.
It did. It made me realize that there are things out there that maybe we haven't been able to document. That just because we can't document it doesn't mean it's not real.
Exactly true. It's so true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, there you guys go. Hope you guys like the story. It's a fantastic story. And I'll tell you what, these people I'm interviewing, these stories are straight up and true. That's a fact. So until next time, I'll see you guys next week. Dan, see you guys later. Goodbye.